Hi everyone, welcome to Enlightened Biology. Here we are with another video where we are going to discuss about pollen allergy, pollen viability, pollen supplements and pollen storage. Okay, so pollen grains, when they are dispersed in the air, they could cause allergy, hence they are referred as aeroallergens. Not all pollen grains can cause allergy. Some plants pollen grain can cause allergy like Chenopodium, Parthenium, Sorghum and Amaranthus. Parthenium is commonly referred as carrot grass because the leaf appears like a carrot's leaf, and this plant Parthenium has come as a contaminant when we made wheat import earlier in earlier days. And what are the consequences of pollen allergy? Various allergic reaction related to respiratory system is induced, like asthma, bronchitis and all. Sometimes hay fever can be caused, and especially the pollen of ambrosia plant can cause hay fever. Okay, this is about pollen allergy. Pollen grains are referred as aeroallergens because they are present in the air. The only way that they can get into the body is through the respiratory system. Through our nose it enters. That is why all the allergic reactions you could see are basically affecting the respiratory system. Okay, so what are the allergic reactions or what are the problems, chronic disorders we get? Asthma and bronchitis. Why it is referred as chronic disorder? Chronic is a long time disorder, long time ill effect seen in the body. Okay, the next we have pollen grains, which can be used as supplement, because pollen grains are basically rich in nutrients like every other part of the plant. It also has some storage carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins and lipids, hence that can be used as a nutrient supplement. This is made in the form of tablets, syrups and various other formulations, and this is found to increase the performance of athletes and race horses, hence they use as a nutrient supplement. And then comes to the viability of pollen grain. Viability refers to the survival time of the pollen grain. How long the pollen grain can survive, that depends on the temperature and humidity available in a particular place. Okay, so the viability of every species is going to be differing. The pollen viability of every species is different. Some species like rice and wheat have 30 minutes of viability, whether the members of Rosaceae, Leguminaceae and Solanaceae family has viability for some months. So it is going to widely vary, but it can be affected by temperature and humidity. Say in case of rice and wheat, if the pollen viability is very short, how can we use them later on? The pollens, can we store them? Yes, of course, we can store the pollen grains. The pollen grains can be stored by various means. We can store them by using organic solvents such as ether, chloroform and all. But storing in that method doesn't help us use the pollen later on because they lose the viability. It is just only storage. But without losing the viability, if you want to store them, we can use cryopreservation method. What is cryopreservation method? In this, we can store pollen at a very low temperature of minus 196 degrees Celsius at liquid nitrogen. Liquid nitrogen is basically a freezing agent. So by using that, you are storing them at very low temperature quickly, so that their viability is retained, so that you can use them in the crop breeding program. So storing pollen using a cryopreservation technique results in the formation of pollen bank. You can store a lot of pollen grains from different species in the same way, resulting in pollen bank, which can be used in the crop breeding program later on. Largest pollen is seen in Mirabilis plant, and smallest pollen is seen in Myosotis, and longest pollen is seen in Joe straw, a type of seagrass. And sometimes what we have seen so far in pollen grain is the pollen grain has 2 cells in it, or 3 cells if it is a matured one. But in some cases, we could see 8 nucleated embryo sac type of pollen grain, which is referred as Nemec phenomenon because it was discovered by a scientist called Nemec. And this is seen in the plant Hyacinthus orientalis. So with this, we came to the end of the video where we discussed about various aspects of pollen grains.